Good evening. My name is Nuss. I'm a Kimball Hill Elementary teacher, and as you know, I'm the president of the Classroom Teachers Council. I'm proud to be here this evening alongside a large number of my outstanding colleagues, a group of dedicated, talented, well-educated teachers who devote their lives each day to educating the children of District 15 and encouraging them to reach their highest potential. I'd encourage you to take a good look at this group. These teachers are the best of the best. This group of professionals over many years has helped build District 15 into one of the top school districts in the state as well as the nation. We are very proud of our accomplishments, and we're committed to the students and the quality of education now and in the future. We're here in unison for three important reasons. One, we have some very deep frustrations to share with you. Things that we want to express to you directly as the elected school board at District 15. These things may not be pleasant to hear, but are important to get out in the open. Two, we want to correct some dangerous misconceptions and misinformation that have been repeatedly presented to the community. These are misconceptions and falsehoods that we could no longer leave unanswered. And three, we want to share our vision of a better future for negotiations in this school district. A vision that includes all parties coming to the negotiations table in a spirit of fairness and good faith, with the goal of finalizing an agreement that's equitable to all concerned, and one that values and protects the quality of the school district. To begin, we bring our very best to our students each and every day. Do you know what it's like to bring the very best only to be confronted regularly with an onslaught of negative, false, and misleading information that attempts to paint you as some kind of pariah in the school district? District 15 teachers do. These professionals who are standing with me today know this all too well. For the last several years, we have regularly encountered a barrage of falsehoods, innuendos, propaganda, designed solely to make teachers look bad, to make us appear falsely, like we were greedy or lazy or uncaring. Falsehoods that are promoted by self-serving, mean-spirited bullies that have little interest in the truth, but certainly have a political agenda. We have also felt under attack, sometimes by you, the school board. We've remained silent during a multitude of press interviews, campaign rhetoric, community forums, offensive YouTube videos, blogs, and websites, where some people went to great lengths to convey that teachers and their skills are somehow unworthy of your respect. I want you to know that we as teachers in this award-winning school district object vehemently to that portrayal, and we resent it. That portrayal of us is not true, and it's unfair. As teachers, we remain the most important link to students in a school district. This school district is second to none. Through our efforts, our education, our advanced degrees, our commitment, through all sorts of new programs, changes in curriculum, changes in expectation, changes in administrations, and changes in school boards, we have been the most consistent factor in building this excellent school district. We've devoted our time, our professionalism, and our lives to our students. And because of our efforts, and along with the efforts of quality parents, devoted community members, dedicated support staff, and quality administrators, we have all made significant contributions to the success of District 15 students. We're proud of our efforts, and the thought that somehow we're self-centered or uncaring is just uncalled for and wrong. We've also had to contend with a tremendous amount of propaganda and misleading information. Much of this negative information about teachers revolves around inaccurate projections regarding the school district's finances, and we're here tonight to correct that. Although school district finances can be confusing, and from Mike's presentation, pretty lengthy too, we'd like to share some numbers with you. So, Mike. And Mike, you've been very helpful because it is confusing. I think it's confusing to everyone. I never thought when we first started delving into this budget how complicated it could be. But The numbers that we're going to share with you, you'll recognize them because they're compiled solely from the school district. You'll also recognize them because we published them in a series of ads in the Daily Herald recently. In recent years, contrary to what's been publicly promoted, we've negotiated 2 fiscally responsible contracts. Contracts that allow the district to increase the ed fund balance by $17 million. Contracts that left the district with a comfortable 40% fund balance. These numbers are not our interpretation, they are not our opinion, they're actual numbers, and those are the numbers the district has officially reported to the Illinois State Board of Education. We are emphasizing real numbers, actual numbers that can't be refuted. Although some like to concentrate on projections, we'd like to remind everyone that projections are nothing more than estimates. Estimates that historically have been off by millions upon millions of dollars. The board can give you reasons. They could talk about one-time windfalls that seem to happen multiple times. They could point to tax collection rates or go on about CPI. But at the end of the day, really what matters is very simple. What we actually receive versus what we actually pay out. Our contracts have helped the district improve its financial stability, and they most certainly did not bankrupt the district. In May of 2011, CTC voluntarily reopened their contract and offered to make $5.2 million in concessions. The school district rejected that offer. Shortly after refusing that offer, the school board discovered an additional $6 million. Those 2 items alone would have given the district an additional $11.2 million. We want you to know it's unfair and wrong to assert that somehow we are the cause of a financial crisis in this district. We are not. By looking at our per pupil expenditure and the current fund balance, you'll see taxpayers are getting a great value for their education dollar. We appreciate the need for conservative budgeting, and we do understand the district's practice of overestimating expenditures and underestimating revenues in order to prepare for contingencies. But year after year, teachers are painted as a drain on the district when in fact surpluses have occurred. It has not been fair in the past to paint us as such, nor is it fair to do so now. District 15 is today, as it's always been, a fiscally responsible, high-achieving school district. This should be a source of pride, not a source of resentment and retribution directed toward teachers. So, where does that leave us now? For tonight, we urge the board to carefully consider your vote, not because this is a negotiating year, but because it's important to our education system. In light of the variances and projections, as well as the $1 million that you just discovered in miscalculated health insurance projections, we ask you to look closely at specific budget reduction items that directly impact the delivery of service to the students. We're here tonight to share the input, not only of teachers, but program assistants, nurses, secretaries, crisis interventionists, bus drivers, and transportation aides. We're here on behalf of 1,500 of your employees, and we ask you to do the following 3 things. We ask you to retain the program assistant hours and health benefits. Our PAs are an essential piece in helping to provide individualized quality instruction that we can't do without. We ask you to retain the continuity of our PE, music, and art departments. Physical education and the fine arts are vital to our goal of producing world-class learners. And most emphatically, we ask you to retain current class sizes. Surely there's not one person here who wants their child in a larger class. All teachers are more than aware of the challenging economic times. Months ago, CT presented the district with possible reduction ideas. We hope the district is seriously considering those ideas. We're committed to these upcoming negotiations, and we're willing to present to you ideas and proposals that are fiscally responsible and well-designed to maintain the quality of the school district. We're making it known to you that despite all my previous comments about how teachers feel today in our district, and despite our disappointment in the way we've been portrayed, we remain committed to do our part in bringing these negotiations to a successful conclusion. And in the best interest of the teachers and in the best interest of the community, we're committed to having these negotiations finished prior to the end of the school year. We're convinced it's the right thing to do, and we're also convinced that if you bring the same commitment, the same spirit of fairness and responsibility to the negotiations table, we can reach an agreement that's beneficial for all. It's time for the board to recognize that teachers are vital to the success of the district. It's time for the board to recognize that being pro-teacher is not a bad thing. And it's time to recognize that teachers aren't the enemy, but an important part of the solution you need. We need to change how we think. It's not a battle to defeat the other party. It's all about a compromise, and it's a compromise that should allow all parties to win. And think, if all parties win, then in the end, no one will lose.